Seth, the mayor outlined several tech media initiatives last summer. What are some of the bigger ones that you guys are focused on?
Well, our goal in the media and technology area is to preserve New York's dominant position in this field. New York, for example, has twice as many billion-dollar media companies as any other city in the world. And we want to make sure that going forward, that dominance is preserved and expanded. So what we're focused on is really looking at two different areas. One is helping the legacy media companies that have defined New York's media industry and technology industry for years to transition into the 21st century to compete with upstart companies around the world. And in addition to that, it's to grow new businesses and to ensure that the new business model that is going to be required to compete is one that thrives here in the city of New York.
So when you say taking the incumbent media players in New York City and sort of transferring them to the digital or next stage of technology, are you talking about going into NBC and talking to them about where they can take their business, or what exactly does that mean?
Well, we've done a number of things. First of all, we've spent much of the last year and a half talking to leaders in the media industry, from the largest of the Fortune 500 companies to the smallest startup, and asking them what they need. And based on that feedback, the mayor has announced a series of 8 initiatives. Some of these initiatives are, for example, we're going to be launching a media lab in the coming year, working with local universities to ensure that the research that takes place here gets commercialized in the city. We're also looking to retrain people who are coming out of some of the legacy media companies to ensure that they're able to transfer their skills to start up businesses. We're looking to provide more financing to new media companies. So it's a whole host of initiatives across the spectrum.
Gotcha. You have the GovTech 2.0 forum. What is that, and how is that helping startups?
Well, one of the ways that the city, we believe, can really assist startup businesses is through our own purchasing power. And we recognize that doing business with the government isn't always easy. There are complicated rules and regulations that you have to comply with. So what we've taken as our own initiative is to bring small businesses in and really to educate them on how the process works, what the tricks of the trade are, so that they can take advantage of some of the money that's flowing out of the city, and we can use our money, in fact, to seed the growth of businesses right here in New York.
Which you have the Big Apps contest, which I believe is closed now, but I believe you're going to be announcing winners in the next week.
Yep.
Yeah. What is that contest, and what are sort of the prizes?
Well, the Big Apps Competition has been an enormous success. What we've done is we've gone to 30 agencies across the city, and we've said to them, what kind of data do you have sitting on your computers, and what could we make available to the public that would be helpful to them? And what we've done is working with the Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications in the city, we've made those data available to applications producers. And we've said to them, create applications that don't just help you in terms of starting a new business, but also will help the people of the city of New York to access the information that really is fundamentally their information.
Now, was there a lot of pushback in making this data available, and how has that sort of opened up the city's databases?
Well, you know, it's always tricky. You need to make sure that you're not making confidential information public. But when you have a mayor like Michael Bloomberg, who is a technology and software entrepreneur himself, that's very helpful. And generally, people have been very cooperative, and I think this is something that from the mayor on down, officials in the city have been very enthusiastic about.
Now, can you talk about some of the software applications that you're seeing?
Absolutely. We've seen everything from an application that allows you to identify a specific tree in the city and find out how old it is, what kind of species it is, to applications that tell you about the recent restaurant inspection reports at your favorite neighborhood restaurant, to cultural events. I mean, it's really spanned the spectrum, and I think will make New York a much more user-friendly place.
Now, a lot have predicted that the Obama administration's 2-year initiatives are going to increase focus on digital technology. Is that going to help you at all?
Absolutely.
Going to filter to the state level?
We think New York is extremely well positioned to take advantage of the 21st century media economy, and anything that the federal government does to encourage a move in that direction will only redound to the benefit of the city.
Now, are we ever going to see New York as a free Wi-Fi city?
It's a good question. You know, our long-term goal will be to make Wi-Fi as accessible as possible. It's obviously very expensive to install infrastructure, but we're working as hard as we can to make it as available at the lowest possible costs to the most people.
Great, thank you, Seth.
Thank you.